Assalamualaikum everyone. Annyeonghaseyo. So since the early of 21st century, Malaysian people have been open to many culture from the foreign country. Especially for now, the Korean culture is very famous in Malaysia. Korean culture already has its own place in the heart of Malaysia, from the K-drama, K-pop music, and Korean cuisine. Now, Malaysians now love everything about Korea, especially food. But for food, there's always the halal issues that always arising. For example, the most famous Korean side dish, kimchi. Most Malaysian would love to try kimchi because of they watch K-drama, the K-pop artists eat kimchi. Luckily, in Malaysia, we have found a person named Amy have recreated the recipe of kimchi on her own to the Malaysian style, and is eligible for the Muslim to eat it. So now, let me go through the process of making kimchi by Amy. Okay, before we proceed to the process of making kimchi by Amy, I will explain to you these three things that is important for making halal food. First is halal control point, HCP. HCP is a point, step, or procedure in halal food manufacturing at which control can be applied, and as a result, halal food cross-contamination hazard can be prevented or eliminated. Next is halal critical limit, HCL. HCL is a standard limit need to be achieved during the processing of food for the food products to be accepted as halal. Next is halal hazard point, HHP. HHP is any identified hazard within the operation, preparation or processing of halal food where halal control point must be applied in order to ensure the food to be accepted as halal food according to the Sharia law. Okay, let's proceed to the flow chart of the process in making kimchi by Amy. First is raw material, which is contained of Chinese cabbage, radish, carrot, scallion, and garlic. For the raw material 1 is for HCP1, and then we proceed to cutting, then soaking. Soaking in HCP2 will be explained later by my friends, and then HCP3 raw material 2. Raw material 2 is contained for glutinous rice flour, brown sugar, fish sauce, and red chili powder. And then we proceed to the mixing. HCP4, marinating, fermentating 1, HCP5, fermentating 2, HCP6, and lastly the HCP7, packaging and labeling.
Okay, firstly, for halal control point 1 or HCP1, the raw materials that we use are radish, Chinese cabbage, carrots, and scallion. All of these ingredients, we ensure that all of them are clean and fresh before we use for the next process. Second process is cutting, and this is CP1. The Chinese cabbage will cut into 4 quarters, while the others, radish, carrots, and scallion, will cut into julienne size. Okay, for the third process, which is soaking for HCP2, the only cabbage will be soaked into the salt water for 12 hours, and then the cabbage will be kept inside the closed container to make sure that there are no contaminations occurs. After soaking process, there are other raw materials that we prepare, which are glutinous rice, brown sugar, onions, garlic, ginger, and fish sauce. So the glutinous rice is cooked with the brown sugar until it becomes thick and sticky. Then keep them in safe container at room temperature until it becomes cold. So blend the onions, garlic, and ginger together with the fish sauce using the clean blender.
Raw material 2 is HCP3. HCP for the raw material 2 is on the glutinous rice flour that Miss Amy used. We had asked her what kind of glutinous rice flour and which brand that she used. We have confirmed from her that she said that she used the glutinous rice flour that she buy from the local supermarket, which is Maidin, and it has the halal logo, even though it's not the halal from Yakib. So we have confirmed that it's safe to be eaten for that glutinous rice flour.
The next process is mixing. In mixing, we will mix together the prepared paste with all ingredients except for cabbage into a big basin. Then a red chili powder will added into the mixture. The handler will use the rubber glove to avoid any contamination. HCP here is the red chili powder that have been used, but we no need to worry because Miss Amy only used the halal red chili powder that have been bought at the local market.
Okay, so after we have done with the mixing, we will continue with marinating process. So in marinating process, we just have to take all the cabbage slices and spread the paste, the chili paste onto them. Spread them nicely, and after that, keep them all in a container and leave it for fermenting process after this. Next, in fermentating one process, we have to leave the kimchi, the cabbage slices inside the container, leave it out in the room temperature for around 24 to 36 hours. The recipe in this process, we have to make sure that it is clean and the surrounding is clean and away from dangerous possibilities such as bacteria and other dirty things that will ruin our kimchi. Okay, the next process, which is fermentating too. Starting from this step, the kimchi is actually ready to be eaten. But then, in case that there is no one that ordered our kimchi, we will keep them inside the refrigerator, inside a clean and safe environment. We need to make sure that there are no other foreign materials inside the refrigerator that will ruin our kimchi. And when there are other customers that will order our kimchi, we will continue with the next step. Okay, so the recipe in these two fermentating process, which is fermentating 1 and fermentating 2, we know that in fermentation there will be alcohol production. So in our kimchi product, there will be ethanol production, but then ethanol is considered safe to be eaten because it is a product based on food fermentation. So it is safe for Muslim consumption.
This is last process of making kimchi. The ordered kimchi will be packed inside a plastic bag. Then they will be kept inside a plastic container before being shipped out to all the lovely customers. The plastic bag used is free of contamination since this process is done manually under controlled condition. And Miss Amy only used the high-grade plastic bag, and of course, it is safe to be used.
As for the conclusion, we know that the kimchi by Amy is safe and halal to be eaten by Muslim. When we go through to the process of the making kimchi by Amy, every material that she used is safe and halal. So that, thank you.